That is tongue-in-cheek for sure, because I'm not crazy about cats, but I do have questions. So let's talk about cats. I'm just not, is it true, there are cat people and there are dog people. I think that's true, right?
In general, yeah.
And I don't know, they look sneaky to me. They get on the furniture. They get too close to your food. They get on the counter where there's food. I can't. However, that being said, I know there are a lot of cat lovers. Some here at the station too. So I have to be semi-kind, and give them, I guess equal time. And not talk about just dogs, right? So there are a couple of questions I have because I was reading up on cats and I didn't know, because to me, they're not social animals, but everything I read says cats are very social animals. And explain that to me a little bit.
Well, so I do think cats are social animals. Even if they're, a single cat in the house, they're still going to be social because they generally want to be around their person or their family. Cats certainly can be friends with other animals in the house too. There's plenty of cats that are friends with the household dog. And many times if you do have a multiple cat household, they do get along really well with the other one. Sometimes they don't, like we do have issues sometimes, but for the most part they generally will find their way, and they need some sort of companionship from others. They're not just by themselves all the time.
Okay, so I'm going to piggyback on that, what you just said, and ask you a couple more questions. So the first question is, if you see that your cat may be in need of a companion, should we get like 2 cats as kittens, and will they grow together? Is that like better? Is that a better scenario, or should we just get the cat and see how it does, and maybe at a later time add another cat to the family? What do you think?
I mean, I've seen both work. I think in general, if you get 2 cats as kittens together to grow up together, they're going to learn to socialize together and, be part of the family together from the get-go. That generally works out better than adding a cat later. But certainly that can work too. It's just sort of finding the right personality to mesh well with the cat that you already have.
Couple of questions on like toys and those scratching posts. I've seen scratching posts relatively small, and then I've seen like these monstrous size, I don't even know what they're called. Like they're taller than you are, and
cat trees.
Are they really called cat trees? That's the name.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the differences between scratching posts and these huge trees, and why do we need them? Because they look like they're overtaking the rec room.
So cats do generally like toys. Again, it's finding what type of toy they like. Is it the jingle balls or crunchy balls? Is it the fishing type toys that they can chase around? Is it laser toys? So it's finding something that they can chase, and play with and interact with is great. Scratching posts can work really well so that they have a safe place that they can scratch on, because that's normal cat behavior. It's hard for them to not do it at all, so giving them an appropriate place to do it is always nice, so they don't end up doing it on your furniture. And then as far as the cat trees, they can be scratching posts, and sometimes they do have, the sisal type or cardboard in there to be scratched on, and then they have usually carpeting or some sort of fabric on them. Cats usually like to be up high, and so a lot of these cat trees get really, really tall and elaborate, and it just, again, is somewhere for them to be and to feel safe, but they can explore in a safe manner and be up high. A lot of these are just different ways to get your kitty's brain working and keep them entertained, so they don't do things you don't want them to do.
Do they like the height because they're ready? See, to me, again, this is my dislike for cats, but it just seems to me that they climb and climb and climb, and then it just looks like they're ready to pounce. Like they're always ready to like attack. Like the higher the better, and just watch out because here I come. Is that why they like to climb?
That's a good question. I don't know exactly why they like to climb. I'm part of it is probably harkens back to, their instincts where they want to be high to look around and find out, how best to hunt or stay away from predators and things like that. Sure. Is your house cat going to pounce on you? No, probably not.
I don't know, Dr. Jaimie. I don't know. The other thing I was reading about was something called prey toys, because cats are predators. So what exactly is a prey toy?
It's anything that they can sort of feel like they're hunting and going after and chasing. So they make like the little toys that look like mice, even like balls, different types of balls and things like that. It's anything that they can sort of get their hunting instincts working, and be chasing and playing with.
And the last question for you for today, Dr. Jaimie, is about cats running away. I see cats, you open the back door and they like just shoot out. They're like out of here. Which is that just normal for a cat, or, you take care of them, you love them, you get them their toys and their scratching post, and then you open that back door and then they just run out like a flash. What is that about?
That's a good question, too. I don't know that I have a great answer for it. I do know part of it is, again, the personality of the individual cat. It can depend on if they've ever been outside before. If you had let's say you rescued a cat that was outside and now he is just inside, which certainly is safer for them to be inside-only cats. They've had a taste of the outdoors, and obviously it's a fun big world out there. They don't understand that it's not safe for them, and they may want to go back out, as quickly as they possibly can, or have that ability to go in and out, which, back in the day I had cats that were indoor and outdoor. It didn't usually end up well for them. We do have a lot of predators as far as coyotes and things like that out here. And so now my cats are indoor only. The cats that I have now have never in their life been outside, so I can open the back door and they won't even try to go out.
Okay.
They know it's some kind of that's a boundary that they won't cross. So I think a lot of it depends on the history of the cat.
One more question, then I know I have to let you go because you have Cinema Vet to run. One more question on that. Do you advise microchipping a cat like we do with the dogs?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
So much easier to find if indeed they're lost and someone recovers your cat. You just take it. Do you take it to the local vet? Where do you take it? The shelter?
You can get your microchip scanned at a vet office. You can get it scanned at the shelter. Either place will be able to help you.
Gotcha. So you definitely recommend that for all pets, microchipping the dogs and the cats in order to recover them if indeed they are lost. Dr. Jaimie from Cinema Vet on Cinema Drive. Give them a call. They are the best. 661-253-9300. 661-253-9300. They are located on Cinema Drive. Oddly enough, it's called Cinema Vet. Dr. Jaimie, have a great rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.